Ask ChatGPT, what if the US had never had a male president? What if women had always held the power? Here's a speculative but reasoned projection of what that alternate America might look like, sectioned by key themes. 1. Founding and power structures. The Constitution would have centered cooperation, communal responsibility, and likely bodily autonomy far earlier. It might have included protections against sexual violence from the beginning. Slavery may have still existed. Patriarchy and white supremacy aren't only male phenomena, but the justification might have looked different, possibly cloaked in maternalism like guiding lesser beings rather than brute domination. Wars would likely still occur, but less often as chest-puffing shows of dominance and more as last results to protect kin or resources. Victory might be measured less in conquered land and more in sustained prosperity. 2. Politics and leadership. Politics might revolve around coalition building, listening, and long-term planning. Power structures could have been more horizontal, distributed, instead of hierarchical. The idea of a single powerful leader might have emerged much later or not at all. We might see matriarchal councils over presidencies. Strong leadership could mean emotional intelligence, foresight, and communal balance, not aggression or dominance. 3. Economics and labor. Care work, raising children, caring for elders, emotional labor, would be seen as the most prestigious and highly paid labor sectors. Industries like weapons manufacturing or speculative finance might have far less dominance or be highly regulated. Time off for menstruation, childbirth, or menopause might be baked into national policy with zero stigma. The economy might be built around rhythms and cycles rather than productivity at all costs. 4. Science, technology, and innovation. Science would likely still thrive, but we might have started with questions rooted in relational impact instead of exploitation. Meaning, how can this tech sustain life, not how can it be militarized or monetized? Environmental preservation could be foundational, not reactive. Male inventors and scientists might have had to adopt pseudonyms to be taken seriously, mirroring real-world female scientists in our own timeline. 5. Healthcare, reproduction, and autonomy. Reproductive rights would not be debated. Full bodily autonomy would be a given. Medical research would have centered women's biology, pain, and health needs, meaning better treatment for endometriosis, menopause, and childbirth from the start. Birth control and abortion would be considered moral imperatives for public health. 6. Culture, religion, and education. Religion may have elevated goddess figures or maternal divine energies. Masculinity might be painted as dangerous if untethered to female control. Education might favor emotional intelligence, social cohesion, and intuitive knowledge. No more boys will be boys, but maybe boys need to learn control. Entire canons of art, literature, and philosophy might be dominated by female creators. The idea of a universal man might be replaced with a universal mother. 7. Male experience in this world. Men might be taught from birth that they're more emotional, more impulsive, and therefore need female oversight. Male sexuality might be painted as threatening or uncontrollable, requiring regulation and restraint. What was he wearing might be a question asked about male victims. They might be blocked from certain leadership roles for their own protection and only slowly allowed into positions of influence as society progresses. 9. Global influence. Colonialism might still exist, but it could look like cultural assimilation through manipulation, religion, or maternalistic uplift rather than pure violent conquest. The result could be softer but still oppressive. That said, the pace and justification of empire building might have been different and perhaps less totalizing. Many women theorize that a matriarchal world wouldn't just be a mirror image of patriarchy, that women, given power, wouldn't have needed to subjugate men to rise, that our systems wouldn't be about dominance at all, but about balance, mutual care, and protecting the vulnerable. And I'd largely agree with one big caveat. Systems of power corrupt regardless of gender. Women are just as capable of cruelty, colonization, and control if the system incentivizes those traits. But a world designed by women from the start would likely have built entirely different incentives. It wouldn't be utopia, but it wouldn't be like this.